Welcome to the Sunday Specials. Now, the spike in killings across Nigeria continues to heighten calls for a new paradigm in policing the country. This is just as the process is underway at the National Assembly to amend the laws to pave the way for the creation of state and council police. The question remains, is the country ready for state and county police? Sifonesian reports.
The cardinal responsibility of the state to its citizenry is the protection of life and property. This is done through the various security apparatus, with the police being the lead agency in internal policing. The police, with a strength of a little more than 370,000 operatives spread across its commands in the 36 states and Abuja, fall short of the number required to effectively police a country with a population of well over 180 million. The United Nations recommends a police population ratio of 1 to 400. That means for every 400 persons, there must be at least a policeman to protect them. To achieve this, the police in Nigeria would have to at least double its strength. Beyond the number, the effectiveness of the police is retarded by sundry issues, key of which is funding.
What we have can be improved upon. Better it, fund it better, motivate the personnel, give them proper orientation, remove the police from the appendage of the presidency. The president appoints whoever he likes as IG. That is what the law says. He should appoint the IG based on the advice of the police council. But the council never sits to appoint. They only go there to ratify. So they keep breaching the constitution every now and then. Government sits in the police council, but you don't meet.
This and the spike in killings across the country have triggered the renewed calls for the establishment of state and local council police. The National Assembly, apparently heeding the calls, has begun the process for an amendment to the laws to make room for the establishment of state and council police. While the move continues to receive support, particularly from some state governors, there are those who believe the country is not ready for state police, at least not for now.
You can see how do you put up a state police where money is the bane of our election, until you are able to put up ideological political system where people believe in ideology, people believe in what drive is ideology that drive people, then you can talk of state police. In that respect, people will not look at state police as using it for political vendettas.
State police, where the state makes law to create a police. The governor appoints the commissioner of police, appoints whoever, whatever the denomination, designation, employs the people. They become at his beck and call. And because of the philosophy of power that we have, which is a warped philosophy, a very poor philosophy, primitive, they will use these police officers as instruments of oppression, instruments of aggression against perceived and real enemies. The political terrain will be tougher than we have it today. Right now, we have enough bloodshed arising from politicians. It will be to power 10 when we have state police. Can quote me.
If we fragment the police as it is today, we're going to have a lot of problems. Like I said, we have not been able to develop national consciousness or national values that we say every Nigerian should learn to protect. Today, this country is so divided in terms of ethnic basis and political basis. Either you are a political party, either you are APC or PDP, or these are the two major parties in this country. So we're being fragmented on that line, either on religious basis or ethnic basis.
There are more concerns that the states, going by their failure to meet up with their salary obligations to their employees, may also fail to effectively fund the proposed state police.
Policing and security are capital intensive and technologically driven. And for us to be able to have a very effective police force that is efficient and effective and well motivated, it must require huge funding.
The ongoing process to amend the laws on policing in the country may yet meet stiff opposition from lawmakers who do not agree with their state governors.
When Nigeria created the armed forces in 7217, we said it is duty of government to make sure they provide for the armed forces. We didn't say that the Nigerian government duty to provide for the police. So we created it, and then we've let it at the beck and call of whosoever cares. So it gets pittance. If you look at police budget, over the years, the money allocated by the government of the people, for the people, and by the people, what we are doing in democracy. If I can take from maybe in the last 4 years, from 2014, there's what police proposes will give us 300 billion as the case may be. Somebody say 300 billion. Good. National Assembly will appropriate 11 billion out of 300 billion. When the money is cash backed, what is released will be like 1%. Maximum has been 3%. 3%.
In every state, they should, at least if they increase at least every state, 10,000 policemen from each state. At least 10,000 policemen from each state for now. That's, if they now say 10,000, and then of course also depending on the population, for instance, like Lagos, Kano, for instance, those states that are high, more in population, you can say 20,000, and then if that is done, increase the number of the policemen and get the police well funded and establish this police trust fund or public development fund, that way every stakeholder or corporate organization will be able to contribute towards the funding of the police, and to be an effective alternative source of funding for the police. In that case, I think the police will perform optimally.
For us, we believe we are not yet mature, but we can find a way where we can now bring police to be monitored by community, where we can even have community development committees, while the chairman of development community development committee will also be member of police community association. We can fine-tune our team. We must look at our own national interest.
While the process is on to amend the laws establishing the police, the spate of violent crimes, particularly killings, continue to increase in parts of the country. Sifon Essien, TVC News, Abuja.